Sudah live.
Okay. Belum share screen.
Oke. Angelika. Halo. Halo, we are live now.
All right. So are we live now? Already?
Yes, we are live.
All right. So hello everyone. It's very exciting day. Welcome to our very first weekly station. I'm with Mr. Pradita Utama,
Halo.
our CEO and our acting as our broadcast director for today. It's a very exciting day, Mr. Dit, and this is going to be fun. We're going to be live for the next like 2 hours, maybe, right?
Yeah, maybe until 10 p.m. By the way, nice hat, by the way.
All right. So, very exciting is our first special race. As usual, our weekly race is always be our main agenda for the community, and we are deciding to create such a special event for our community with some special editions. Maybe, Mr. Reed, before we are starting the broadcast of the free practice, maybe we can explain a little bit about what is our weekly special, what is a Javasim, so people who might haven't really understand our community, our team, have some ideas about what's happening right now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chandika. Weekly race is basically we started the weekly races as a fun race every week, every Wednesday. But turned out the enthusiasm is very high, and we already held 14 weeks of weekly races. So
14
yeah,
consecutive
yeah.
weeks. It's
So
amazing.
tonight, this is a special event for our community. Yeah, we give, yeah, maybe the best that we can today with limited time and preparation. Yeah.
So, as you know, guys, like Mr. Reed is like a chief of everything for this weekly race. He is preparing the broadcast. He is preparing the technical side of our race. As you know, like it's very tricky for us to really make the race become smooth because there is a lot of challenges we might face during the preparation or the race itself. But our 14 experience conducting this weekly race is already make us like solid to have a solid preparation for this weekly race special. So what is actually special about this weekly race, Mr. Didit? Like how about the prizes? How many participants joining our race today? Or is there any other gimmick? Because I say that
Oh,
there's a unsanity title for this weekly race special. What is it
okay.
about?
what are the specials? Some of them are we have prices about around 400,000 rupiah, maybe $30, yeah, for the first position, and uh, the weather, the track condition is very uncertain. Therefore, our title is the uncertainty.
The uncertainty. So
Yeah,
it's
we
going to be a dynamic weather. It's another challenge for the drivers
yeah.
to really prepare themselves for the uncertainty condition like the wet or maybe even the thunderstorm or anything.
Yeah. Let's see. But tonight we have two different races because the registrant, the participant, almost 70 people, so we have to divide it into two races. We call it like a sprint race or qualification race. Yeah. So for the first race, the track is very dry. It's very easy to everyone. But the final, we don't know. Let the game decide it.
All right, maybe we can check our free practice and see like how is the drivers going for the free practice sessions.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is already qualification now. Oh, is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
the
already
qualification?
qualification. Yeah.
Oh, is it the qualification? All right, guys. So we have like 20 something drivers. who's
32,
already
32 drivers.
32 for this. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to spectate uh, on my Assetto Corsa, and we have like 32 drivers who are currently on qualification right now. Is 7 minutes time remaining for the qualifications. I don't think there is a driver already scoring their time, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe because the track is very long.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
It requires more than 2 minutes for the
Yeah. The
drivers to
best
score.
time maybe 2 minute 20 or 17.
Yeah, very interesting. So, okay, so I saw that one driver already passing the finish line, but I don't think the score is already there. So maybe it's invalid time. So what's so special about Spa Francorchamps? I know it's one of the most favorite track in Assetto Corsa competition, and also for the general sim racing scene.
Uh,
And I know that it also becomes must for the drivers to joining our race today. What's so special about Spa Francorchamps?
for me, Spa is very classic circuit. That she has very long straight and high speed corner. I don't know. Uh, I just love Spa.
Yeah, so Spa is one of the most classic track, along with like Monza. So when it comes to the public multiplayer, we always will see Spa and Monza on the list. And I can say that most of the driver has a very good experience in the Spa Francorchamps. So expecting such a very competitive track here, guys. And yeah, what I like about Spa is because it's also a long straight, and also it has such a very very famous corner, Deros and also Radilla.
Radilan.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the overtaking spot, the Colonel Strike. After that corner, okay, we can see guys, some drivers already scoring their time here. We have Rian Adi Saputra from SAID scoring 2 minutes and 80 seconds. Oh, maybe we can also say hi to our live commenting on our YouTube. We have Andika Ramamolana saying, hostnya bapak-bapak, anak-anaknya disuruh balap. So Andika is one of the participants too in our weekly special today. One of the most best driver elite in Indonesia who also participating in our race today. You want to say hi to Andika Ramamolana?
Yeah. Hi Andika. Hi Rama. He will race in the second server, race B. It will start at 8:30. After this race, we move to the other server.
All right, so this is going to be 25 minutes race, and we have 16 people watching right now. So hello guys, let's joining our live comments so they can chatting during the race, and also maybe can support your favorite driver or favorite teams on this race today. We have so many teams driver, there's so many teams joining our race today, right? So also we can see some new team also joining, like Team Techno. This is going to be the first debut of the team, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
the
very nice to see.
the team is it's new, but the drivers we already know the drivers from the techno team.
Yeah.
The team is very new, but the drivers we already know.
Right, right. Let's go back to the overall position of the qualification. We have Rian Adisaputra with 2 minutes and 80 seconds still. And Billy Evan Hazer, our driver from Javasim, is currently trying to beat the time with split second 0.291 second. Chris Radianka, Sandi Setiawan from Javasim, B. Fredin Cahyadi, Irfan Arifianto, Aska, and there's still like almost half of the drivers which not already scored their time yet, so expecting there will be some surprises on the last minutes, I guess. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting, guys, to see. And let me know, guys, who is your favorite drivers, and let me know on your comment section below. We have Ian, Mike Rinaldi, hello Mike, and Rizna Debbie, gas, gas, gas. Oh, Indra Varianto just got spoon and hitting by somebody there. Christiansen also still on the pit. All right, it's getting hot, guys. Most of the drivers are still trying to hot lapping. I know this is going to be very tricky for the drivers to score their time with a very, very limited time. It's only like 2 minutes and half remaining for the race. And yeah, who is your favorite, Mr. Rita? Like on the race today?
Javasim driver, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys, because we also have some racing team in our race today. We have some drivers joining our race from the Java scene, and it's going to be still going to be fair play. We are acting equally with all drivers and all the participants here, and not to mention to as well, we are still trying our best to get the prize of today, and we have some awards to as well. Not only for the first, second, and third drivers, we also have some awards for the, what is that, Mr. Didit? The crawler?
The crawler, the one who get most gained position at the race. Last two first, maybe when he started 30, he finished second, so he will get I don't know, 28 position.
Wow. And the other is for the flat out.
Yeah, flat out, the one who get the most top speed.
Yeah, it's become very interesting to see all the statistics that we can grab from the race. As you can see, guys, we also have some custom elements for the broadcast.
Yeah, but
And Javasim
I'm sorry, the tower, I need to hide the tower because I got bugged. Just
Okay, no problem, no worries to it. I just want to say that we are still improving our technology for the broadcasting. But for you guys who already seen our previous races, or maybe just saw some at glance in the beginning, there is some custom overlay we already developed for the. So yeah, so stay tuned for the upcoming races and see what kind of innovation we are bringing to the broadcasting in our racing scene in Indonesia. So coming back to the overall race position, we have Rian Adisabra still on the first position, following up by Billy Evan Hazer, Irfan Arifianto. So we can see here there's not so much gap. Like for the first till the fifth position, we have some split seconds gap only with the pole position of the today. We have the 7 till 10, like less than 2 seconds gap. So I can say it's a very, very competitive. And for the last, let's see. Yeah. So I think like most of the drivers has already scored at time. There are more than, oh, interesting, Mr. Didit. We can see some of senior drivers like Ilham, like Randa Hafaz, Mada Andika, and Christiansen. I can say that most of the drivers here are senior drivers, but they are not scoring their time yet.
yeah, maybe
So very, very interesting. Maybe
maybe
they're aiming for the crawler for here.
Yeah, but Clara, we will give Clara award for the final race, not for the quick race.
Uh, Unfortunately, but still, anything can happen,
Yeah,
especially with Spa and the first corner, especially also in the mixed race here. We don't like divide it with the some seniority or the level of performance of the driver. It's more like a mixed race. So expecting some dynamic race, especially with some senior drivers coming to the bottom field. Like we have here's some changes already happen. Okay. Oh, still the position is still there. All
so
right, all right.
surprisingly, Billy got the front row, second position.
Yeah, Billy got the second. Irfan Arifento. So talking also about the car distribution, I know with the track like Spa, which has a lot of straight, some hairpins, some high speed corner, is really a combination with all of the things that might happen in the technical and also for the fast and the slow track. So car like Bentley Continental is a big car, and also with the front engine, maybe has some superiority among the other cars, but also has
So
some weakness.
now we see the qualifying result.
Okay, all right, this is it, guys. Our custom broadcast overlay for today. We have the result for the first till 13, and it's still loading for the rest of the result.
Yeah. So uh,
Okay, so I guess the first is Sri Silvian Adisaputra, and we have 11 Hazer, Irfan Arfifianto, Randa Hafaz, which are already on the pits, Chris Radianka. Okay, so really mixed a starting, I guess, and also very interesting to as well because on the first till the fifth grid, we have a various car brands, Mr. Rizal. Oh no, there's two Aston Martin here. Rian Adisaputra are using Aston Martin. Randa Hafaz also using Aston Martin. And Bentley, surprisingly, Irfan Arifianto with his Lexus also becoming the top three for this qualification. Very, very interesting. So see, cannot wait to see how the race is going to happen.
yeah.
All right, mantap Om Rian. I'm gonna step on the gas tonight. So another things to discuss with it. So some people are curious why we are using English in our Javasim Victory Special. Because actually today we have also international drivers who's joining our race from Germany. We have who is he? Has to read it?
uh, Jonas Brugamer.
Jonas Brookhammer.
Yeah.
Right, right. He's coming from Germany. And also in the past races too as well, we have some international drivers coming from Philippines. I'm a bit surprised that he is not joining our race today from Philippines. That
Maybe
Chong,
they have another event. We don't know.
yeah, it seems like our driver from Philippines also have another events in their country for this for today. But still, it's going to be very interesting to see how our drivers from Indonesia are competing each other with one contender from Germany, which surprisingly also very very fast in the track. As you can see, the first time he is joining is on our previous race in the Mount Panorama, and he also become like in the top five or top three position. It's very very interesting. Okay, let's go to the overall grid, Mr. Reed. We can try to go through all the grids now. 1 minute remaining. So, as you can see, guys, the first still Rian Adisaputra. We have Billy Ebenhazer on the second position. Irfan Adipianto, Branda Hafaz, Chris Radianka, Sandi Setiawan, William Sunyoto, Dian Rahma, Dityo Ari, Ricky Aska, Satya Wicaksana, Marlio Putra, Redin Cahyadi, Mada Andika, F. Ramaditya, Bobby Susanto, Ulung Nugraha, M. Firliansyah, J. Septio, and Rian Chandra for the top 20 of the race today. And the rest of the grid, You can see on our race today. So,
Sorry, maybe I need to quit SEC first.
okay, no worries. I can just
30 seconds.
say hello to
20
our
seconds.
spectator and
10
our viewer
seconds.
on the live channel today. We have Mike Donald commenting. Ada beberapa international drivers aja langsung mengalahkan bahasa Indonesia. Yeah, so Mike, we're trying to set a new standard for our broadcasting. So we are aiming for an international event. So it's become our first step for that. So we always be encouraging all the drivers in Indonesia to as well to really aiming for the global. I know like most of the drivers in Indonesia, like you can see how like Andika Rama achievements and also some of our drivers too as well was aiming for the global scene of the sim racing, and we're trying to also aiming for that. Okay, so coming back for the live broadcasting, as we can see that the drivers is already on the um yeah formation lap. So the drivers are preparing for the race today. It's a beautiful scene with a lot of drivers are using their custom livery. There's some noticeable here, greens, Javasim, and we have also purple and blues from Autoclass's ID, Gamasala with the orange and white. Very beautiful scenes. And I can see also this is going to be one of the prestige for the driver to showcase the livery and also the performance with racing on the race today. So this is it, guys. Formation lap. And with all the corners of the spa, it's always interesting to mention some of the most noticeable corner in spa, like Irus and also Dylan, and also most of the drivers too as well, has really good spot for overtaking, like on the Carmel Strike. It's going to be very interesting to see how the different cars can behave differently to handle different kind of situations with all the tracks limits here. So let's see, guys, how the driver is going to come up with all the things that possibly might be happen in our weekly race special uncertainty. The first race A and B is going to be dry race, but for the final it's going to be very dynamic race with the time progressions. Okay, so we have Alvito commenting, ada yang spesial bahasa Jawa dong, kan namanya Javasim. So it's such interesting story, Alvito, talking about Javasim. Maybe we can try to explain that with our principal, Mr. Arif Hidayat. What's the background of making the name of the team as a Javasim? But I know the main idea because Mr. Arif is coming from Yogyakarta. So it's only the idea, but it's turned out that Javasim has become such a aiming for the professional team. So yeah, his name is just a name, but this original root is maybe something to remember historically. All right, all right. So drivers is going about to get the last corner, I guess. This is the okay. So
This is the blank Shimon.
Blind Chimon is the high speed corner. This is going to be very. It's a test of the car steering ability. So it's going to be very interesting for the Blind Chimon because it's a high speed corner, and when it comes to the grips, the aero, and how the driver able to flat out during the corners. Also one of the most favorite overtaking position before the chicane for the last corner before the finish. So expecting maybe some dramatic scene might be happen during the race. So coming for the last corner before the starting position, as we can see here, the drivers are just going about to start the grid, and race is just about to start in 3, 2, 1, and 20 minutes for the race. It's just about to happen Right. Okay, last timer for the source. Yeah.
Yeah, green light.
Here we go, guys. So
Oh, no.
green, green, green.
Not yet green.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right.
Green light. Give it all you got.
Yeah, green light.
Hey, green, 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 green.
Let's
So,
see who survive on the first corner.
Alright, guys. So it's coming to the first corner. It's going to the
Ah.
and we can see still there's not so much dynamic happen right now, and the swing is a little bit starting at the moment, but it's no problem. Okay, going to the. All right, so seems that not so much things happening. It's going still smooth. One driver is going out of the track. All right. Okay. Yeah, Bobby Susanto currently is leading the race. Oh no, it's Ivan Ferdianto following up by Rian Adisaputra. I'm not sure what's happening with it, but the streaming is a little bit stuttering at my end. So Rian Adisaputra is now leading the race. No, it's the second position actually. So Indra Varianto is the first and following up by Rian Adisaputra from ACID. And Billy Ebenhazer is trying to get in the positions, and he is still defending Irfan Arifianto from behind and trying to close the gap. And let's see whether Billy Ebenhazer is able to close the gap to the Rian Adisaputra. And okay, so Ricky Aska. Why? It's sorry, but it's a bit challenging, but the broadcast is a little bit blurry right now, so not really able to see it clearly. But Ricky Aska using the Ferrari is now trying to get in close the gap with Detio Ari. As you can see here, our Ferrari drivers. So Ferrari is one of the dominating car too as well in our race today. Surprisingly, most of the drivers are choosing Ferrari for the race today. And Prigaska, our drivers, programming to the first corner. Last source. Oh, Christiansen. Oh, Mercy. Okay. All right, a little bit stuttering here. Coming to the last source corner and going to the Roos and also the Dylan. Let's see whether Christiansen is able to hold Septio. This is a flat out corner here. Very good, Christiansen. Coming to the Camel Strike, one of the best overtaking positions. Let's see whether there's some position changes right now happening as Christiansen is still trying to hold up the drivers behind him. All right, so okay, so guys, a little bit technical issue at my end. I'm not able to see the broadcasting clearly. All right, so here we go. So one driver, I guess, is getting the DT. Okay. Yes, now it's trying adjusting the live streaming. Sorry guys for some technical difficulties that we're facing right now. Yeah, but here we go. Okay, it's a little bit stuttering. Okay, Ilham. Okay, yeah, I can see it now. So Ilham with Porsche on the 12th position, or 11 right now. Yes, it's 11. He's trying to hold. He's trying to catch him with Mada Andika. As you can see, there are 3 different cars right now. you guys. Mr. Didit, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wondering what's currently happening. Okay. Yeah, so Ilham is trying to catch up Mother Andika from behind and going to the Urus, to Red Dillion. As you can see, he's trying to closing the gap. For some split second that's currently happening. There's so much carry on speed with Ilham Sakvili. Now he's trying to go to the most famous overtaking spot in Spa. Alright, very good Ilham. Trying to close the gap with Mother Andika. Now he's trying to get in the slipstream boy from behind. Alright, so going to the Raxels, I guess. Just need to really tight to the corner. Going to the second left-hand corner. There's so much carry on speed time, but currently Ilham is losing the gap with Mother Andika. Very good Mother Andika. Like staying out of Ilham right now. Coming to the double left-hander. Going wide, Ilham still increasing the gap. Not sure what's happening to Ilham. But Andika must say that Ilham has a wrong choice of the car. So very interesting. I know that Ilham is a Porsche guy, isn't it? Or maybe with Spa, Porsche is not that superior, maybe? Let's say. So Ilham is still trying to closing the gap. With Mother Andika now going to the document. The flat out corner. We'll test out the car handling ability and also the arrow coming to the chicane. And how the drivers need to really braking carefully, also precisely to get as much carry on speed as possible, also get the most effective racing line possible before entering the finish race and going to the second lap. So going to the another drivers, we have not sure who because it's so blue at my end. It's a Fredin Cahyadi, I can say, using Aston Martin. It's a 1 second gap with Ilham. Need to working really hard to closing the gap, but anything can happen, especially as we can see. Oh, a little bit cutting the tracks there. Coming to the canal straight. Should be one of the most good overtaking position when you're able to really going from the inside. After the top speed of the car, I can still see here Regin Cahyade is trying to able to closing the gap. He's going to Friancia on the midfield. Yeah, Friancia. Oh, what's happening, guys? So one driver is going already go out of the track. Very unfortunately, very dangerous situations. And Friancia is going back to the track on the 20 positions. Going on the front grid, we can see our drivers from Javasim, Billy Ebenhazer is trying to close the gap with Rian Adisaputra. 1 second and 4 gaps happening. Let's see whether is he able to increase the gap and decrease and closing the gap with our first position Rian Adisaputra. Well, Irfan Arfianto also has more than 1 second gap, is almost 2 seconds, so not so much battling happening in our front row of the day. Billy Ebenhazer, our driver's captain from Javasim, is a solid performance with his Bentley Continental, his favorite cars on Assetto Corsa competition. Trying to catch up with Rian Saputra on the Urus and also the Dillon. Let's see whether he can close the gap here. Into the canal straight and to test out the top speed of Bentley against the Aston Martin. So both of them are the front engine car going to the corner of the okay with the Bruxelles, going to the make sure that the drivers need to go into really tight on the inside to get the best racing line possible. And going to the left hand corner, as you can see here, driver from Javasim Hazard is already able to closing the gaps a little bit with the driver in front of him from SAID. Let's see, expecting some good battle when this is happening. Well, also Irfan Afrianto, also with his Lexus, also trying to closing the gap from the behind, but it's like 2 second and 3 gaps, which is very difficult to catch up, I guess. Unless drivers in front of here are making such a mistakes. But as we can see, Rian Adisaputra and Billy Habansaris has such a solid performance for him to this track. So Rian Adisaputra started to go the fourth lap. Billy Habansaris trying to catch up from behind. Still, not so much things happening, changing right now. All right, coming to the midfield. We have where's Mr. Fadil? Ian Chandra and Karim.
Karim.
All right. So Karim with his Audi. I can say that Audi may be superior to in this track, what I can hear and also read from some of the drivers' evaluations. Audi also have a solid performance in the Spa Francorchamps. As you can see right now, Karim has like 5 seconds gap with Lulung Nuraga, the drivers in front of him. So yeah, there's still a lot of jobs need to be done for Karim to be able to catch up with Nuraga, our privater. There's so many privater are joining right now. So as I can see, this is going to be very good opportunity for the team owner to really have some spotlight for the drivers to recruit. Some dynamics happenings on the driver racing sims in the sim racing scene in Indonesia. As you can see too as well, this is going to be our debut of the one new racing team, Team Techno, who also join forces between Scenario 7 and also Simmaniac. Let's see the performance, and we can see right now.
Interesting enough, Aston Martin got 266 km/h max top.
Wow, Aston Martin guys, very nice. Run the half fast, pushing the car to its limit. As you can see, what we are seeing right now is the custom overlay from Javasim technology. Thanks to Mr. Reed and his team who already done this, but it's one of the projects that we have been made for to increase the quality of the broadcast in our teams. So let's see here, we can see some speeds that the drivers are having on its car. It's very interesting to see how the drivers perform their car on the corner. As you can see here, Billy Hazards already go into the first positions, surprisingly. And the third position right now, Irfan Arifianto is trying to closing the gap. Not sure what's happening with Rian Saputra. You know what's happening, Mr. Didi?
I don't know.
Okay, because in the spectating mode, Rian is not there anymore. Not sure what's happening, guys.
Maybe he disconnected.
Yeah, maybe. So Randa Hafas. Oh, so yeah, right. Currently is. Yeah, there's some differences between the live overlay and the custom broadcast. But here we can see there are two positions. Suryan Adisaputra and Irfan Arifianto. Arifianto is on the second position. So currently we are seeing Irfan Arifianto is currently battling against Randa Hafas from Javasim, very tight battle, split second, 0.4 gaps between two of them, going to the Braxels, closing the gap. Let's see guys whether Randa Hawas is able to catch up with Irfan Arifianto for the second positions. Very tight, going out the track a little bit, need to be careful. Irfan Arifianto and having so much pressure on Randa Hawas, double left hand corner. It's such a very good test for the driver's performance handling in such a situation. And we can see going to the Vagness corner, Irfan Arifianto is trying to maintain the speed, but also Randa Hawas is aiming for getting the carry-on speed from the slipstream too as well. Alright, Irfan Arifianto going to the Belkimont. This is one of the most famous overtaking spots after the high speed. It's really the test of the car top speed here and how your car is able to handle the braking after the very high speed on the straight. As you can see on the Havas with the Aston Martin here against the Lexus driver to trying to close the gap here, going to the last chicane, going to the straight. So much carry on speed being carried on by Randa Havas, going to the last source, and let's see how he's able to get a very good position on the hairpins. As you can see, Randa Havas able to close in the gap here, coming to the straight on the long, on the okay. Ooh, very interesting Mr. Did it. As you can see the how the car performs, but right now Randa Havas is already losing the gap thing. So I can see after go to the hairpins is Irfan Arifianto has more superiority on the Lexus. Alright, another most famous overtaking spot after the straight.
And he got 270.
270 kilometers per hour. Wow, it's insane. And let's see, we can see also another stats from the drivers. We're able to beat the top speed, but right now, currently in our race A and B, we are not scoring the top speed. The flat out award will be goes to the main race on the final. But just for some hints that we are already really monitoring the top speed that drivers can carry on the spot. And 270 is such an insane speed for right now. That's already being carried on by Randa Havas by the Aston Martin Vantage. Now he's trying to getting the position of Irfan Arifianto. Going to the campus, still not able to closing the gap. So Randa Havas is very interesting story because he is also joining our team. Well, he also really active in the project cars too. It takes such a time for Randa Havas to really getting used to Assetto Corsa competitioning. As you can see in our previous race in the another league that he recently joined, the IRL league. He is not performing really well, but surprisingly in this race today, it's getting very good performance and going into top 3 of the race today, or at least on almost the end of the race. Alright, going to the another driver who is already battling right now. We have Ricky Aska. He's battling against William Sunyoto, I guess. Ferrari against the Lexus, another Lexus of the day. Going to the last source corner. Into the Urus and coming to the Red Dillons. The most famous corners and most iconic corner in the world, I guess, is we test out the car grip performance, how you're able to flat out your car and able to carry on as much speed as possible on the camel straight before ever taking the driver in front of you, because it's going to be a very good opportunity to really driving aggressively and having such a late brakings on that corner. Going to the first position of the day, or driver for Javasim with his special livery that is being made for the League of Racers. Legion of Racers race. Is already bring one of our drivers, Gugun Wiranto, become the champion in the amateur group of that race in the Asia regional. Surprisingly, Billy also have a solid performance with its livery and having such a very good gap, like more than 4 seconds with the second position. So here we go, guys. The race is already over, and we can still wait for the Billy Ebenhazer to get into the last corner after the Baltimores. Going to the last seconds, and he is going to close his race with a very good and solid performance from Billy Ebenhazer. As you can see, is battling against the driver from ICID, Rian Adi Saputra, which we are not able to see how he's battling. All right, going to the finish lane, Billy Ebenhazer, congratulations, become the first winner of the race A group, following up by Irvan Rivianto with his Lexus. So 4 seconds gap, and also Randa Hafas. As you can see, Sandi Setiawan here is also finishing. Very good and solid performance. William Sunyoto, Rigi Aska, Chris Ardianka, Made Andika, and Ilham Syakri and Dityo Ari. Alright guys, so that's the top 10 position. Congratulations for the drivers in the Group A. This is the result. As you can see, Calvin Chai, it's the position till the 9th, 22-26, and 26 till 33rd. So here we go, guys. So what about the race, Mr. Reed? What you can see from the race today?
Uh, it's very fun to watch because I don't know. Some driver still didn't push to the limit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the battle on the front row is unexpectedly not happening. As you can see, we are not don't know what's happening with Rian
Yeah.
Adi Saputra, with suddenly Billy Evans going to the first positions. And yeah, this is still it's not the final yet, guys. And the second race is going to be, I guess it's going to be also very interesting to watch, because we already have some elite drivers. We also our international drivers from Germany will also join in the second race of the day. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And maybe, Mr. Reed, we can show the video recap from our past previous races.
Yeah. Mr. Sandika, maybe we should go to the another server. It's
Oh, let's
already
do it. Let's do it.
already
Let's say
finished
hi to
qualifying.
our uh, live spectator today. So we have Jody Pranata commenting. I bet it's semi cows back at the start though. Yeah, but yeah, interesting on your English streamcast. Yeah, the first lap. Is that something happening? Is it the first lap today?
Uh, unfortunately, we cannot see the replay because there are some limitation with my PC.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe next time we can show the proper replay with multiple PC or camera.
Right, right. All right. So going to the next race, guys, is the Group B. So okay, so people who are already on the Group B, you can go to the server and just start the qualifications. And also, I will also go to the
Yeah.
group from
Andika
me.
Ramorlana already got the first, Dava Nabil second, Arvin Taruna third, and Sidistira fourth, and our friend from Germany, Jonas Brogamer, got fifth position.
Awesome. He's a very strong contender, I guess. Also,
Yeah.
the gap is not that much.
It's
So another 30
very
seconds.
interesting because uh, some aliens got in the same server.
I see.
Yeah, Rama from Lore, Davanabil JMX, Awin Taruna. Yeah,
All right, guys. So we have Andika Maulana is scoring like 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Is scoring a new record for the race today because in our previous race the time score is 2 minutes and 18 seconds from Rian Adisaputra. But currently with Andika Maulana, the elite driver from Indonesia, and also have some very good achievement across the globe, is scoring one of the high score and top speed, and also the most best time possible for the race today, 2 minutes and 17 seconds, followed up by Dava Nabil and Arvin Taruna, Yudhistira, and our Jonas Brookhammer from Germany, and Gugun Wiranto, our driver from Javasim. So it's going to be very interesting race today. Yeah, we did because it's a lot of elite drivers. So expecting a better competitions in our race today in the second race. Who is your favorite drivers, guys? As you can see, you can chat in the comment below. Who are you expecting to be the winner of the
30
today?
seconds.
With Andika Rama Maulana, of course, he also one of the experienced driver. As I can still remember in one of the weekly race, he
20
don't
seconds.
realize that we are putting ballast on him. But right now, no worry, Andika Rama Rama, it's clear now.
10
You're not
seconds.
didn't have any ballast on your car, so it's expecting some fire play now. But surprising to us well in our past race, even Andika Ramamona has a ballast, he is still able to be the winner. So there is some memorable things, Mr. Didi, that currently happening in our week race. So one of the most favorite moment is when Andika Rama Maulana finishing in the reverse.
yeah. Andika finished with the reverse gear.
Such a fun things. With the weekly race, like anything can happen because it's just a race for us to like, to to just to tribute for our community member, but also at the same time it's a time for the driver to just as you can see like um just to having fun together, racing against your peers, and also maybe experience driving with drivers from another tiers. But with this weekly special, because we really like making it like a mini competition, I can say, because there's a prizes, and of course, most of the driver here also aiming for the prizes, and also we giving such an opportunity for the drivers who also able to give such a solid performance, crawling positions. And thanks to AC Autoclass ID, which sponsoring some of the additional awards for the drivers who able to gaining the most position possible for the race, and also for the drivers who able to give the most and the highest top speed on Spa. So currently, can we see some data, Mr. Didit, like the top speed of the previous races on
Uh,
Spa?
no, we don't have the
Not yet
data.
anymore. Okay, so it may be it's happening after the race. We can evaluate and give the awards for the flat out. All right, so talking about the car distribution, guys. Interestingly, and we have given some such a sneak peek that the Ferrari is one of the most favorite cars on this race. We have Ferrari 488 GT3 in for the year 2018. There are two people using that car. And also we have Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo for the latest generations. 2020 has 30 drivers who are actually using that car. So in total, it's 15 drivers using Ferrari. It's following up by Bentley Continental, one of the car that is surprisingly getting the most attentions, because for the race like the long stints, Bentley Continental has the most fuel capacity and also the most efficient fuel consumption. So Bentley is one of favorite, not to mention also how Bentley able to really handling the corner on the like on the curves. It's the curves monster, and following up by Aston Martin V8 Vantage 2019. And also we have surprisingly in our previous races, we said that McLaren is also one of the most favorite car, but currently McLaren is like number 4 most favorite. What was interesting, Mr. Reed, about the car choice here?
Some driver already know the characteristic of the car. So for this and the car, Allianz says that every car has characteristic with specific track.
I see.
For Spa, we can see Rama personally said to me that Ferrari is the fastest.
Ferrari is the fastest on this track on Spa.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Oh, Ferrari also one of our favorite car too, Mr. Reed.
Yeah. but
Interesting,
but interesting enough, we are not faster enough.
all right, so the drivers almost go to the green light, guys. You can see Andika Ramamala is leading right now. It's just about to go to the last corner before the green, green, green. So right now, we can see the position. Andika Ramamolana, Davanabil Arvin Tarna is the first, second, and third. Is now the race is just about to start. Okay, give some spirit, guys, for the driver here. For the race B, we have our elite drivers who is actually competing in this race today. So expecting some very fun experience of all the drivers in Spa, the one of the most favorite tracks in the Untitled Chapter competition.
Green light.
Is now just about to trying to get inside, and right now green. Andika Ramawana is leading the race. Going to the first corner is very tight. As you can see, there's the flat out there. There's two drivers competing. You can see Ayudhistira is trying to passing Arvin Taruna, and currently there's two wide there. Now he's going to one line, going to the Colonel's Straight. It's one of the most famous overtaking positions on the track. As we can see, there is some maneuver that's currently happening, trying to get in the position and trying to get in such opportunity to pass in the driver in front of him. As you can see, Andika Ramon is still trying to getting as much carry on speed as possible. Following up by our driver from Javasim, Gun Granto. So it's the top 5 here. It's the trains already happening right now, guys. It's a very clean race at the beginnings. Expecting some competition there, and Gun Granto is trying to catch up with the Devon Nabil there. As you can see, there's a very good performance, and Andika Ramamon is already trying to getting more gaps with the driver behind him. Arvin Taruna is getting close to Andika Ramamon with 0.4 with Ayudhistira. Oh, I can see guys here. Yeah, Yudhistira is getting close with Arvin Taruna. Well, Andika Ramamon is already have so much gap with the driver behind him. As you can see, Yudhistira is getting so much pressure on Arvin Taruna, and let's see whether Yudhistira is able to getting past with another Bentley. As you can see, guys, here there are 3 Bentley on the top 5 is dominating the race today, and following up by one Aston Martin, also one Ferrari. And going to the midfield, Aprianata, also he's trying to getting the position now, closing the gap with the car in front of him, going to the Bankimon, one of the most famous overtaking spot in Spa. It's going to be very interesting how all the drivers are making use all the track here. As you can see, going to the outside, He's trying to pass. Oh! There's something's happening, guys. There's some really dangerous situation that you can see, but successfully, Renata is able to safely out of that difficult situations. And there's 3 white here, guys, going to the last source. Oh, side by side. There's a lot of drivers doing side by side. It's very, very interesting to see how driver able to really respecting the other driver, pushing them hard for the first race of the day. So going to the first corner. Okay, very, very good. All drivers able to really maintain the speed of the car. There's so much carry on speed is currently happening right now. And going to the Gugun Miranto is trying to catch up with Davana Bill from behind. And going to the also the midfield here, we have Jonas Berghammer, our driver from Germany, also trying to go with his Aston Martin. Surprisingly, because in the past race he's using Audi, the car manufacturer from his origin from Germany, but currently he is using Aston Martin. Going to the Brussels and going to the second left-hand corner here. And as you can see, guys, it's going wide, but it's just about how he able to carry on speed as much as possible for the Jonas Berghammer. Going to the second left-hand corner to the Dacia, and you can see that just closing the gap. Senna with Berghammer, as you can see here. There's so much things happening, guys, right now, and how the driver are still able to maintain as much pressure as possible. This can only happen in the high-speed track corners like Spa. Oh my God! Unfortunately, Andika Ramona said that he just getting disconnected from the server. Unfortunately, Andika Rama, not sure what's currently happening with you, but really a lot of drivers able to still maintain the race very good. Can you share, Andika Rama, what's happening? It is about internet connection at your end, or maybe some problem with the server. It's not sure. Because we also actually have one driver from Germany who's actually joining the race today. So, Arintana is leading the position right now. Oh, I don't see Arintana is there anymore to as well. Mr. Didi, not sure what's happening.
Yeah.
Alright. So
Maybe Awitana is disconnected also.
Maybe, not sure what's happening, guys. Alright, but yeah, race must still go on, so you Distira. And also we can see that Billy Ebenezer is not there anymore. Mr. Didi, not sure what's happening. Okay guys, can you share like what's currently happening with you on the race? Because I saw that some drivers is not there anymore for the race today. So yeah, Gugun Wiranto is battling with Davana Bill. He's able to successfully driving on the inside. Now it's a side by side. It's a switchback position, but Gugun is really pressing really hard with Davana Bill. Oh, successfully happened to giving so much pressure. Now he's able to passing Davana Bill, but Davana Bill is still not able to give up very easily. Now he's trying to getting back his position that's being taken by Gugun Wiranto. So the driver from GMX Junior against the driver from Javasim. And so what's interesting, guys, is I think like not sure. So currently Davana Bill is already passing. No. Okay. So yeah, Andika is asking like gak ada repurchase run home request broadcast start dari belakang. Oh. Any response for that, Mr. Didit?
Excuse me, I didn't hear.
Yeah, so Andika Rama Maulana is gak ada repeat charge round nih Om, request wildcard start dari belakang. So because it's an internet connectivity issue, it's something out of the control, I guess. So yeah, Arvin Tanan is also getting disconnected for the race today. So he said that the uncertainty is the internet, not the track. So yeah, so I guess is you guys can continue on the weekly chat special. You can discuss that, I guess, for the session that being made by our race director for today. But currently the race is still going on with Rian Ardiansyah on the 28th position right now. We can see that there's one driver is going. Also, the track is very dangerous situations coming back, joining with so dangerously. So, oh my God, I can see there something already happening with Ardiansyah. All right, guys. So, yeah, Ardiansyah is, I guess, yeah, still trying to cross-check with the position on the server. All right, going to the third position, Dava Nabil is closing still. There's a battle happening between Dava Nabil and Gugun Wiranto. Now he's trying to getting back his position, so Dava Nabil is furiously trying to giving as much pressure as possible for Gugun Wiranto. And as you can see here, both of the driver are really freeze you. It's a battle also between Aston Martin and Bentley, and see how the cars performs. As you can see, of course, both of the driver here are trying to push their car to its limit. So as I can see, so on the Brussels and the last chickens, and it's going to the straight. Oh no, so this is the campus, I guess. Sorry, it's a campus corner. Dava Nabil is trying to get in, and this is going to be very tricky when you need to really stay your car out of the limits. And going to the Bankimont corner is the test of the drivers to really able to control your car. You're also trying to getting as much carry on speed as possible before the chicane. As you can see here, another driver on the middle also having battle, or driver from Autoclass ID, Tommy Avianda, is also trying to getting close with Tommy with his Mercedes. So 0.2 gaps, still a small gap, and I can see this carry on speed with the slipstream. And so we can see also the driver behind him, Dava Haris. Oh, very good. Oh, so actually our driver is also getting pressured by two of the teams with the same livery. Very, very interesting, guys. As you can see how the pressure that is getting get by Tamin is able to successfully still maintain his position. But going back to the first in the top field of the race of the BA today, we have Dava Nabil. He's still trying to getting his position back. Still battling Gugun Wiranto, trying to get as much carry on speed as possible on each of the corner to close the gap with Gugun Wiranto. As you can see, Gugun Wiranto also one of the experienced driver, and right now with our race today, he's using the legendary livery that he is using with his winning in the Legion of Racer Amateur. He's become the champion with his livery, so maybe with that spirit as well, he's trying to prove to the people that he's the champion. He's trying to get in the podium for the race today. But Dava Nabil is a professional driver from GMX Union, also not giving up the position really well. So Tommy Avianda is still really close the gap with Tamin, when M. Aldrin from behind too, also with the Ferrari, also trying to close the gap really, really good. So Tommy Avianda, really nice performance. You can see he is able to still maintain the position very well here. So right now it's going to the right, guys. Is about the one of the most famous overtaking when you're able to really maintain your inner side to getting the best resonance possible, and go to the second right hand corner, just to make sure you're not passing the car limit. As you can see, one of the drivers is just coming from the outside, joining the track really bit dangerously. It's become such an obstacle for Tony Avenda to really getting the gap. As you can see, one driver is going between them. Dava Haris is going between both of the drivers from Autoclass ID, which is very interesting livery. Going to the last chicane, Tommy Avianda is still trying to getting close to the gap with the Tamin. It's going to strike. It's going to be a very best opportunity for him to overtake Tamin from behind. So going to the last source is the best way on how you can get the best resonance possible. Also getting flat out after you exit and getting ready for the straight or the last of the lessers, and also the red dealer. So I can see here, guys, on how the driver is able to really get in the grip of the car and trying to getting as much carry on speed as possible. So I can see two drivers going too wide here. It's such an opportunity for Tommy Avianda, I guess, to getting passing on this corner. Really close the gap right now. As you can see, it's passing on the inside, going to the left. Oh, successfully passing from the inside. Very good performance by Tommy Avianda. And it's now having getting the position. Congratulations, it's very good performance. And going to the another top field. And Faiz is now trying to close the gap with Kurniawan. So as you can see here, and Faiz, there's a battle there, guys. It's very interesting, of course, on how all the drivers are trying to really have some tight gaps. A lot of battling happened in this race today within the drivers. Sorry, sorry, Mr. Rian Adisaputra, because the text is so blurry, so I'm just not familiar with the name. So yeah, it's Toma. Sorry, Tommy. Hey, Tommy lah, you know. Sorry, Toma. I guess Toma is also one of the people who made the YouTube. If I recall. Yeah, it's a very good, of course, talent from our drivers. So Irfan Arifianto with a very nice little from Autobus ID. Now he's also trying to Toma. Yeah, Toma. Tommy. Because it's just three. Okay. All right. Is able to getting past on the last chickens. Very solid performance from Toma. So yeah.
Update news for the participant who got disconnected. They can join final race, but start from behind.
Alright, good news for Arvin Taruna, Andika Ramona, and Rian Adisaputra who actually joining the race and also getting disconnected. So you guys have such an opportunity to join in the final race, but starting from the last position because the people who get disconnected here is already getting the top fields, and it's just about like 1, 2, and second position, third position. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Andika Rama Maulana, Arvin Taruna, and Rian Adisaputra, and some drivers will already getting disconnected during the race to able to start from the behind for the final race. So still one opportunity at least to get that Crawler Awards, right, Mr. Didin?
Yeah, Crawler Award.
Crawler of not, maybe the Crawler but also getting podium, who knows, from last to first. Okay, good luck for Andika Rama Maulana, Rian Adisaputra, and Arvin Taruna, who are able to join. We will join all race today, of starting from the last positions. Thanks for the understanding and thanks for the patience, and hopefully we can improve the performance of the internet, and just to make sure to avoid such a thing happen in the future. So going back to the race, so Brockhammer from Germany is still battling the car from his origin from Germany, Audi, which is being driven by G. Cornell. Brockhammer is really having solid performance with the Audi, but right now he is using Aston Martin. He's passing from the inside gas for the last chicane, and yeah, G. Cornell is just giving that position, but switching back position now for the last chicane too as well. So basically, it's a very good strategy from G. Cornell, and side by side for the last source. And as you can see, Brockhammer is just coming from the inside. Oh, it's not a good racing line, but still he able to maintain the gap very well, even they have of course a totally different racing line. But currently, Brockhammer and Kikuniawan is still able to maintain the gap and going to the oh, Brad Dillon has made Brockhammer go spoon. Unfortunately, guys, not so much battle we can see, but fortunately Brockhammer didn't crash the car really hard. As you can see, it's a very dangerous. I can see in the real life too as well. There's a lot of accident happen in that corner. So actually it's very good to see the driver able to safely getting out of the tragic accident that might be happen on that race. So going to the midfield, Irfan, the Mercedes, is trying to catch up with a Pratama with the McLaren. As you can see here, the first corner after the strike. Now it's going to the second corner. Oh, not the second actually. This is the. Oh yes, I'm just trying to memorize all the track name, but suddenly just lost in some situation. So yeah, going to the Bruxelles gas. Oh, what's happening? It's just going to really wide there. As you can see, Irfan with Mercedes is trying to catch up really well with the drivers in front of him. So going to the second, to the double left-hander, which is maybe some driver able to really make sure to carry on speed as much as possible because some driver has a different technique on that corner. And going to the Fagnall, I guess. Fagness, right. Gavan Nabil surprisingly have so much gap with Gugun Wiranto. As you can see right now, it's already closing so much there, as we can see on the spotlight.
Right, man.
So,
Leader is on the
going
final
to the
lap. Give
straight.
it all you can.
There's still much battle that happening between Gugun Wiranto and Gavan Nabil, so 0.77 seconds. But with that corner like this, with the lost source, of course, it tests out how the driver able to really handling the car in such a very tight corner, follow up by a straight. So how the driver able to exit very well and start to flat out the gas as soon as possible, while also able to maintain the car handling in order to get as much speed as possible to the straight. And going to the most famous overtaking spot here, guys, as you can see, we have some drivers. F. Ryan. Oh, so F. Ryan right now is in Bentley. Is following up by Arya Sena using Mercedes. This driver from Gamasala team is trying to catch up with the drivers in front of him. Of course, in this corner, the slipstream always gives such a huge factor on how he can close the gap here. I can see, guys, on how he did the curves very well, also able to maintain the car in such a situation. And closing the gap, it's going passing. He also giving the position easily right now. As you can see, maybe Yasena is just knowing that the pace is just different after that corner. So instead of battling really hard, he's just giving that position. But he's not giving it up that easily. It's just giving pressure from behind. So just aiming to really getting close to the gap and also taking opportunity to passing when there's a chance. As you can see, guys, the gap is just closing. Even the drivers already passing. Ryan already passing, but Ayasena is still trying to maintain the gap here and trying to passing the car in no matter what. But as you can see, the gap is just increasing. It seems that Ryan is just trying to really catch up the speed and not giving such an opportunity for the car to getting that slipstream from
Leader has
behind,
finished the race.
and how the car is able to handling in such a situation to get as more speed as possible. So going to the first race, oh, it's already there, guys. So some drivers already going to the finish line. Congratulations to Yudhistira, Gugun Wiranto, Dava Nabil, and Faiz and G. Kurniawan. It's followed by Joe G. Brockhammer from Germany, Priyanata, Ricky Satria, congratulations, and also Ari Hidayat, our principal from Javasim, is getting in the 9th position, and followed up by E. Pratama. So congratulations, guys, for all the finisher, the top 10 in our race today. Expecting to see the race that's going to happen next in today. So yeah. Okay, guys.
So
Ooh.
while how's the race? What's the race?
It's really good. It's more fun. It's a lot of competition. It's between the drivers, and yeah, we are getting ready for the final race, guys. So what's interesting is because some of the drivers are getting disconnected from the server, Mr. Didit. So I
Yeah.
guess it's going to be interesting to see how the drivers were actually willing and still want to participate on the final race is able and willing to start from behind. So people like Andika Ramamolan were actually on the top positions. He is going to starting from behind for the next race along with another driver who get disconnected like Arvin Taruna and Sorian Adi Saputra. So that's the race, Mr. Didit. As you can see, that some drivers has a very good battle. One of the drivers, like Jonas Brockhammer, getting spoon on the red Dylan, but actually he's able to still maintain the position. And he's finishing on the fifth. So nice. I expecting very good race for the final.
Yeah. Uh, it will be interesting for the final because some driver will start from behind,
Mhm.
and maybe the final we can say the final is the best of the best of tonight. Yeah.
Right, best of the best, and as not to mention there will be the element of surprises of the race, the uncertainty.
Yeah.
We are going to have some time progression and dynamic weather, so they can see with the long track like Spa. When there's a signal of having some wet race, of course, all the drivers need to change the tires, prepare for the wet race. But it's just about when he able to get into the pit. So it's going to be very interesting to see the dynamic race is going to happen with the weather and see. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Is there anything else, Mr. that you already prepare for the final race today?
Uh, Maybe we need to mm, prepare for the surprises like we will set the server to be very dynamic. We don't know it will rain or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the cycle when it's going to be dry and going into wet and going back to the dry. Maybe some drivers already changed to try the tire, but it's already going into dry again, so who knows?
Yeah. We'll know. Maybe while we waiting, we will see in the highlight from our previous weekly races video.
All right, guys, here we go. Previews of the race.
Let's see the driver we have now. So Brian Chanda is currently still keeping up the pace, so still getting closer with the driver with Jazz overtaking him. See whether on the Ascari he has opportunity to giving back his position. It can see it's a very close gap here with Aditya Satyan. So you can see Arya Sena is giving the prize of Ali Hidayat on the second of the Monza. Very good. Okay, so Percy Martin on the 10. Very impressive. He's now shadowing the Balaguna. So you can see here there's a lot of drivers coming, also going into and coming out of the pit. And oh, something happened. Danenda for another time. He's also going out of the track. This is going to be another competition for Percy Martino to getting into good position. Adi Hirat surprisingly is getting into 10th position. Wow, it's going to good competition. And the Havas or Javasim is trying to defend as much as possible. He might be aware, of course, aware that there is a lead drivers behind him. Which also he is on the same competition on the initial racing league the next following up race. All of them are the pro drivers, which is it can be slightly also some simulating his position, but Yamato is unable to give up his bravery there. So I guess Yamato is unable to give up his trail, trying to giving that pressure around the Havas and able to passing. Is it able to switching back here? Around the Havas? Yes, he is able to tracking really good. Check from the inside. Brase Martano is still style and he has to coming really wide here. Another turn with Randa Havas going to the right. Brase Martano is still keeping it up and closing the gap very well. Now it's almost really zero gap here, guys. So very interesting. Randa Havas able to really giving up really easily with this battle. And
think you're muted.
For Mr. Didit?
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to another server now, just to check out the final race with the same
Oh yeah.
passwords.
Oh yeah. One more special from Javasim. Today we spun up 4 servers for this weekly race only.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, three
Oh,
three server for the races and 1 server for the practice. Yeah, 4 servers
Oh.
simultaneously. Yeah.
So just to make sure that the drivers have the most performance possible during the race, but it's not still. Maybe with some internet with Indonesia internet connection, things can happen. So very unfortunate. I'm so sorry for Andika Rama Maulana Wintana Rina Saputra who actually disconnected from the previous race, but still he's getting that opportunity to joining the final race today. So all the things that we already give, yeah, Mr. Didit, but
Yeah.
still it's not something is still not under the control. We're still giving, try to give the best for our drivers and community.
So maybe we need to inform for the audience that what kind of format for the final race.
Yeah.
So it will be 7 minute qualifying.
Mhm.
Yeah, why 7? Because this is the final, or they already know the track for the last 20 minutes. Yeah, so they will get maybe 2 laps for the qualifying. So they need to get the best lap quickly. Yeah, and the race will be 45 minutes with mandatory pit stop, tire change.
All right.
Yeah,
So
and then let's see. The track is already wet.
yeah. So there is the water level is there, I guess, because I can see some splash from the
Yeah.
tire. So expecting to have that kind of but the free practice and the qualification, so the time is going to be changed. It's not the continuation of the free practice, right? It's going to be reset the weather. Depends on the weather of the qualification, and also the race is going to be for another day. Am I correct, Mr. Didit?
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
And the time multiplier, I set for 24 times. So
Wow.
so you will get day and night cycles, and rain intensity also changes because of the time cycle.
Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting. So expecting to see some surrealist conditions
Yeah.
with the race. That's something we can offer for the online race or digital race. Something you may never experience in the real race, right? This is the dynamic and some element of surprises, which actually, I guess, is going to make the race way more interesting for the drivers to experience and to able to really strategize how they can able to change the tires, how they able to really make sure they have the best strategy possible with the pit stop, and also to have some forecasting for the weather. Because as you can see, when there is some cloudy, you can expecting for the rain for the next minutes or something, especially when you say that there is a time progression, so it may be things happen faster than it used to be. So really interesting to see, of course. I also very excited to see how it's going to happen today. Let's see. All right. So guys, we have things on server. So actually, this is the final race between 32 drivers.
Yeah,
So
32 drivers. It's
surprisingly, one.
they are top 50, top 16 from previous races. 16 drivers from the race A, 16 drivers from race B. So it will be 32 drivers.
All right. So split half and half.
Yeah.
Do we have Andika Ramamala? Yeah, we have Andika
Yeah,
Ramamala.
yeah, Fandi Maulana, and he
Yeah.
promised to us that he will start from behind.
Okay. And do we have who else who actually disconnected from the last race? Do we have Arvin Tarunana?
Arvin Taruna, we didn't see Arvin
Oh,
Taruna here.
he's not joining. And do we have Rian Adisaputra? Oh, it's not joining to us well. Okay. Yeah, so at least one drivers in the past race actually getting disconnected. Yes, getting opportunity to race from the behind. It's going to be very interesting, guys, to watch. Okay, so in the maximum wait time, 1 minute and 43 seconds. As you can see, this is the struggle, the real struggle for the drivers who actually really need to make sure to get the time, because I'm pretty sure that the driver here will be just fine with the wet situations. So 45 minutes basically is a long time.
A long time. Yeah, but they are in the final. We can see some names that already joined for endurance races, or maybe sim racing is their job or their life. So 45 is like a morning run, I think. Not very difficult for them.
Yeah. So it's crazy to see like how the drivers actually really stepping up to the next level of the race. Some dedication, especially with the endurance. So 45 minutes, it seems long for the beginner, but actually it's just a short stint. It's just a sprint race with just maybe one pit stop, maybe just too much for some situation. Okay, so we can see here, guys, some people are commenting. Mr. Danny Dennis is requesting thunderstorm. Who knows, Mr. Dennis? Who knows? Like, the uncertainty is possibly, anything is possible to happen. Gigi Isan, sorry guys, gak tembus final, kena dirty air kepleset. Yeah, it's just a dynamic race, of course, so the drivers to really, yeah, anything can happen, especially with the mixed race like this, with some drivers with all level are already into the same race, especially with the long stint with 45 minutes. As you can
We-
see,
We can see here that because the time for the qualifying is very short, they are in rush to get best time.
Oh yeah,
There are so many traffic on the track.
so many traffic. We're still in the wet conditions,
Yeah.
I guess. So as you can see, guys, qualification is less than 10 minutes right now. It's just 6 minutes remaining for all the drivers to score their time possible in the wet situations. So you can see it's going to be very, very challenging for the drivers to score their time, especially with the traffic. And also you have to make sure that your car has scoring some valid times when it comes to wet, the braking points and the racing line will be also different, especially if you can see there's some puddle, some water on the track you need to avoid, or maybe you really need to hit the puddle itself when you already set your car into the wet.
Oh, we have Rian
So-
Saputra here and pit lane. He just joined the server.
Who? Oh, Rian Saputra, nice.
Yeah, well,
Another contender. Arvin Tarno also there, guys. Oh, nice. All right. Very interesting indeed. They have strong contenders for the race today. Some elite drivers in Indonesia who actually participate in the final race, along with the winners from the race A and B, which is actually make this race way more entertaining, I guess. There's another element of surprises, but don't mention that you're disconnect them purposely. No. No, of course not, guys. It's just internet connection, and it's just something that out of our control. We are just expecting driver to have the best experiences possible, but currently the driver here really like to see the spirit of the drivers. Andika Ramon just say, terima kasih admin. Okay, good luck, Mr. Andika Ramona. We cannot wait to see the show that you guys want to put in this race today. So I just pause it a little bit and just getting some waters to prepare for the 45 minutes race.
Yeah. Expect for the increasing rain intensity for the next 10 or 15 minutes. We can see it from the top right corner. There are 3 icons. Yeah, there will be more rains on the 30 minutes.
All right, we're back. Okay, so less than 3 minutes remaining for the driver to score their time. You can see that Chris Radianka, one of the senior drivers in Singapore C, is scoring 2 minutes and 30 seconds for the wet race. And I think like it's already getting the best time possible because some of the drivers also getting the similar time. It's a 0 seconds gap, 0 seconds gap. Randa Hafas also 1 seconds gap with the pole position. Davanabil with 2 minutes and 28 seconds. As you can see, guys, it's very interesting to see the time differences between the wet race and the dry race here. As you can see on the dry race, the driver is able to score like 11 minutes and 17 seconds or 18 seconds. It's like it's a 10 seconds gap between the wet and dry race, Mr. Didi. How
Yeah.
is that even possible?
10 seconds.
Is that difficult to the wet conditions?
It's for me it's very difficult.
Yeah, for
Maybe
me too as well.
maybe for the aliens, this is their playground to test their skills.
Yeah, and especially even with myself, like trying to finish safely and have some valid time, also very challenging because
Yeah.
all the conditions, the behavior of the car is totally different. You're not able to push the throttle hard, and also sometimes when you're braking in your original braking points, it doesn't make your car stop because it's just going straight.
Even with the highest traction control possible, I can still spin on the wet.
Right. With the bubble, yeah. And especially on how you need to choose the racing line and just trying to make sure that you're really recognize the track very well. Like which track side has some puddle, which not have puddle, which is really bit dry. So all that information and knowledge about the track will really determine you to be the winner, I guess. That's kind of level of experience and knowledge the driver need to have on the wet race. So it's really setting the bar higher. It's put some real challenges for the drivers to be able to finish it as safe as possible, while also having this race
Yeah.
to be as successful as possible. Yeah. All right. So see, guys, here the qualification is just ended. So like only half of the drivers are destroying the time, and currently it still keep increasing.
There
But
are
it's
two
really
possible reasons why some driver didn't take the qualifying One, maybe they want to start from behind, or they have invalid lap time because track limit.
Maybe. Right. Two possibility, but for sure, for the drivers like Andika Ramamolana, Arvin Turner, and Sabutra is certainly might not uh like score their time because it just uh the decision to start from behind because he's actually getting disconnected and be giving such an opportunity. So that being said, we have some drivers who already scoring their time here. We have G Kurniawan, some requests from Andika Rama. Thunderstorm, please.
Next week, yeah, thunderstorm.
What did you expect, Andika Rama? I mean, it's going to be very crazy for. Yeah, but it's very interesting to see like all the drivers is able to handle in such extreme conditions
Yeah,
because it's totally maybe chaotic for some drivers to like having collision each other, or maybe even some drivers are even not able to getting into the racing line in a good way. So especially with the damaged car combined with some wet surface, maybe it's just not fun at all for drivers to race. All right.
so we are still in wait time for the qualifying. Uh, Maybe 1 minute.
Harga diri tercoreng, saudara. Alright, so this is the things that the guys are putting on the comment section on the race. So actually, the drivers are also able to commenting and also we need to inform that we also have some weekly race radio comms this in order to make the driver able to communicate during the race. Not sure whether some of the drivers already utilize that feature on the server. But let's see, guys. It's just about to start it. I'm just returning to the garage. All right. So the qualification had just ended for all the drivers to start the race. As you can see here, the first position. Can we go to the grid, Mr. Didit?
Yeah,
The result of the qualification.
we can go to the group. Uh,
All right, the starting weekly race special, the uncertainty. We have Jerry Kurniawan and Dava Nabil, Abe Yudhistira, Yunus Nyoto, Kevin Che, Gugun Wiranto, Ilham Sakile, and Chris Radianka, 7-8, Fikri Aska, and Sandi Setiawan, Billy Benhazer, and we have Irwan Invento, Septiano Giovanni, Davaris Arif Hidayat, Luhur Farisi Ramedia, Waisaman Mada Andika, and Enrico Chelsea, Aulia Wafik, and Jonas Brookhammer, Naufal Setiawan, Toma Avienda, Muhammad Irfan, Detio Ari, Arvin Taruna, Andika Rama, and that's all the position. Andika Rama and Arvin Taruna is the last position of the day, and see how they can perform on the track in order to like maybe aiming for the crawler or at least for the awards for today, which is being presented by Autocross ID. So thank you again for our sponsor day, who are actually sponsoring for the additional awards for the day, Autocross ID. And also red flag ulang dong. Okay, just hold on a second. Change the cable. It's just intertwining. Makes me difficult. All right. So, 45 minutes and all the drivers is getting ready to the race. And you can see there's some dynamic chat actually happen. Banjir guys. But the start race is gonna be different, like Mr. Right now the qualification there's like precipitation of the race. Okay, see, it's dry. It's
yeah,
really dry.
it's already dry. Yeah, but it will be rain in the next 30 minutes.
30 minutes, so almost the end of
Yeah.
the race is gonna be rain. So yeah, expecting all the drivers still having fun for the beginnings for the race, even before it's getting wet. So especially I imagine how you furiously like able to perform your car very good in the first 30 minutes of the race, but after that you maybe need to really like anticipate and getting used to adjust your performance for the wet race, see how dynamic is it going to happen. Is there any possibility, Mr. Reed, after it's going to be wet it's going to dry again?
Uh, According to the Kunos, there will be a chance that weather will be the weather will be changed throughout the session, depending on the cloud and the time multiplier and the dynamic weather parameter.
Oh, so it's actually simulating the real weather on the track in the real life. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Okay, with the time multiplier. And also, is there any possibility to what about the starting time? Is currently the race start at what time? Is it going to be going into night?
The race at 8 p.m. in the night, but it's in the Europe, so at p.m. it's like afternoon.
Okay, so with the 24 time multipliers, I mean, how is the end of the race? Is might be
Maybe will be end at the morning.
Alright, there is some rain in
okay.
this
So
session,
we're expecting to
so watch out
see
for slippery
there is
curbs
a
and going
time
to
shift
traffic.
that happen between day and night. So imagine, guys, when it comes to the dark, there will be also rain happening. So
Yeah.
let's see. All right, so here's guys the grid. Samuel Jeffers is already on the formation lap. As we can see here, Jeffers, our best of the best driver from the both of the race.
Maybe
Oh, it's already rain.
maybe we can go through the for the starting grid.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Gary Kurniawan for the first, Davan Nabil second, Andas Yudhistira for the third, William Sunyoto got the fourth position, Gavin Chai and Javasim driver Gugun Wiranto using Bentley got the sixth, Ilham Shakil seventh, Ricky Salia eighth, Ricky Satria, Randa Hafaz, and that's the top 10, and 11th Fikra Ska Sandi Setiawan, Bill Ebenezer surprisingly got 13th, Irfan Afrianto, Septio Givani, Dava Harits, our principal Arif Hidayat got 17th, and Luhung Nuraga 18th, Farisi Pramaditya Vice Ryan got 20 and 24th, Madandika and Andiko Chiesa 23 and 24. Aulia Wafik and Jonas Bro Gamer got 26th. Naufal Setiawan, Toma Fianda got 27 and 28. 20 and 30, Muhammad Irfan and Detio Ari. Awin Taruna and Ramandika keep their promise to start from behind at 32 and 34. Yeah.
All right, that's it, guys. 33 drivers who is going to compete in this uncertainty. It's actually getting dark now, and there's some slight rain happening. Not sure whether it's
And the track is greasy now.
oh. So actually, let's test out the drivers' performance to handle that greasy track. It's now it's damp.
Yeah, it's nice damn.
Okay, surprisingly. Okay, so it seems like the track forecast is like 10 minutes, next 10 minutes is still wet, the next 30 minutes also still wet. So there's no chance it's getting dry right now, I guess.
And it's already night, 9:54 p.m.
Okay. Ooh. So racing on the night in the wet conditions. Wow, what possibly can be happen, guys? It's very interesting to see indeed. As you can see, all the driver here is currently on the formation lap. Now he is trying to really getting used with the car handlings to make sure you're able to handle the car very well, because both of the race in the beginning are dry tracks, dry race, and currently all driver needs to turn on the lamp, will also not have that much good possibility visibility of the track, and also need to make sure that you're having such a good racing line, because you might not able to see the water puddle on the track. So it's going to be the drivers who are actually really mastering and having such a good knowledge of the car and able to memorize the track puddle very well, who are able to really make sure that he has the best racing line possible for the car's grip.
Okay,
currently
they're
it's
going
not
to bus stop, and the rest will be start in the no time.
right. Last chicane, bus stop, going to the straight.
Oh, somebody goes to into pit.
Really? Why? Oh,
Oh,
it's a really new
he got crushed.
I don't know. I don't think the formation lab is like I make you able to getting crash.
Yeah, you can go through the other car without get damaged.
Yeah, maybe he just crashed himself on the wall or something. Not sure,
Yeah,
but it's just
that's the possibility.
interesting because he just flashing the lights. Is a code? Not sure. Alright guys, so all the driver is just about to start on the race. It's getting the last corner to the starting positions. We can see Gary Kurniawan is on the first row, followed by Dava Nabil. The second side by side. Now it's going into the race. So it's starting guys. So Gary Kurniawan is going into straight at the first corner. Very good. Not so much pressure there. Oh, it's just there to happen that there's some drivers are the outside the tracks. One driver is trying to join safely. Not so much incident happened on the first corner of the track. Now it's going to the first straight of the race, going to the most popular 3 wide here, overtaking spot. You can see here 3 wide on the first corner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! It's not good things, guys, but all drivers able to survive very well. Oh no, one driver actually spooned there. It's a very dangerous situation, and all drivers trying to avoid that. Some traffic's happening on the first lap, of course, but some drivers are still able to maintain that successfully. Gary Kurniawan right now is getting into the back position, losing some position there. One driver is going to outside the tracks. It's something that's already being anticipated, right, Mr. Reed, for the first corner of the track, the first lap as well, especially with the wet situation. And many of the drivers are going outside the tracks already.
Yeah.
Maybe he's playing safe.
The truck
Yeah.
is wet now.
Oh, oh, he is getting pulled from behind. Oh, unfortunately, Ameditya is actually the okay. The lamp is not on. I'm not sure why. It's just because of its damage or something.
Or
This is
he
actually on
forgot to map the button.
Yeah, but he might be already getting some warning from the tower. Alright, so Gugun Wiranto for the second position is going to give such a pressure for Ayu Distira from behind, who's actually going to for the next corner. He's going to get such a good opportunity for him to overtake. Gugun Wiranto is almost getting side by side with Ayu Distira. Going to the first chicane, he's able to actually passing. It's going to the first position. Oh, it's very interesting. And I'm curious about Andika Maulana, basically.
Andika Maulana, let's see.
And Arvin Taruna, he actually on the midfield already.
Yeah,
Oh,
they are
very
on
interesting.
midfield, top 15.
All right. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, yeah, Andika Maulana, the driver is actually getting disconnected for the first race. Is actually already on the midfield now. Is followed up by it's on the 10th position.
Yeah.
Such an absolute disaster, Putra Dharma say. Yeah, Putra Dharma. So actually, it's actually the night race. Imagine how you racing on the night with so limited possible visibility and also the bad conditions. Things can happen when Adhikar Molnakan is trying to close the gap with the driver in front of him. So it's actually 2 and 8 seconds gap. Billy Ebenhazer or Travers actually have a 0.2 second is battling with Ilham actually, guys. And currently not so much possible of visibility right now, but it's raining on the last bus stop. Oh no, it's just the Braxel. It's getting on the inside, very good Billy Ebenhazer. It's getting very aggressive by having some dive bomb on the inside. And Billy Ebenhazer is successfully passing Ilham Shekuli from the inside. He's already passing that. And Billy Ebenhazer, is he already passing? Maybe. Okay, so Ryan is still coming. He is shadowing from behind, going to the second double left-hander. There's a 3 cars. It's actually having some close gap between 3 cars battling each other on the corner. It's actually going to this Magnus, I guess. Next corner going to right-hander. So in this actually you need to really stay on the right in able to getting so much. Okay, as you can see he is actually able to passing the drivers. There's 2 wide there and there's a campus corner. One of the famous overtaking to as well, because you need to really make sure your car carry on as much speed as possible, also still maintaining your car on the track because it's so powerful to get getting outside the track limits. So Ryan is just trying to getting past on the next corner, which also a very good opportunity because it's going to be the banking on corner, the high speed corner, where the wet situation maybe it's not possible for Java to flat out on the corner.
But
Right?
Billy said we can flat out depending on the angle that we take that corner.
But I guess it's very risky.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the driver Andy Karamuan is actually going to the 12. Now he is trying to the left source, trying to passing some of the driver here is shadowing Giovanni from behind, actually going to the straight. And of course here too as well is test out the driver's car's grip in order to make sure that to get to the red Dillon easily is a very dangerous when you push this in the curbs. But as you can see guys, there's some drivers there in the front also have some difficulties to maintain their car, but Andika Ramamola here is trying to really getting so much pressure on the driver in front of him just to make sure. Mark my words, so Putadharma said that Andika Rama will finish this race on the podium. I can see, let's see Putadharma, how Andika Rama perform. He actually starting from the last. If he actually able to getting into that thing, so it means that he will get the double awards for the color and also for the podium. Let's see. So, I also want to mention that it's going to be one of the Hall of Fame. Yeah, it's our special race and our special edition of the big race. And also our first race in Untitled Chapter competition. And the driver who actually getting the podium here is going to be one of the first driver who actually scored the history in Javasim sport, getting into the podium in the very first race we conduct and organize. Okay, so if Ryan is getting into trying to passing Giovanni as
Maybe you are interested with this position. 3 Javasim already on the top 3.
Wow, Gogon Miranto, Randa Hawas and Billy Ebenhazer. It's a very unique condition guys. Like 3 drivers from Javasim actually leading the race. So just make sure that you guys keep maintaining the position, and it's a very good privilege for them to winning their own race from the Javasim as the organizer. Okay guys, gonna make us proud of course. Okay, go. Drivers from Javasim. Let's see whether he is able to really hold the position. And not to mention also that the rivalry among the drivers inside the team might be also still happen guys. So even they are on the same team, that just don't expect that they will just give up the position easily, because Randa Hafas might also want to prove to Google Miranto that he also too fast to see the below the pace. Also, the most senior driver in Javasim, professional drivers, also might want to really prove himself to be the best driver on this race. So, Priyanata is like currently battling with Yudhishthira on this race. He is currently shadowing from behind. There's so little gap here, 0.3 seconds. Priyanata is actually trying to really getting that kind of slipstream on the straight, and Camel Strike is going to, oh not the Camel Strike, the last chicane. Yeah, oh no, yeah, yes, that's right. And also it's coming to the Brazos on the hairpin on the first sector of the race, just to make sure that you're getting the best resonance possible, also getting so good braking point. As you can see here, Priyanata is able to almost passing from the behind. Very good here. It's going on the outside, the best resonance possible. Priyanata is able to passing, and since that he's already successfully passing Priyanata. So very good job here. And as you can see, guys, and Ryan is now trying to also passing Pratama from behind. He's like pressuring really hard from the behind. If Ryan with his car, Bentley Continental, is a monster of the curves, and it's getting into, I am not able to identify the corner better because it's very dark here right now. But yeah, as you can see, Ryan is now getting into the what is that?
No name.
And I guess it's the Fackness now. It's the Fackness
Oh, yeah.
to the right here. It's the Fackness. It's followed by the campus, I guess. And it's
And
a
it's,
very
wow, it spins.
yeah, almost spin. As you can see, there's a rolling from the car, especially on how you handle the car in the wet situation. It's so challenging for the drivers, able to control the car very well. And even if the car is perform very well when you have so much aggressive driving style in the wet race, like when you're aiming to really pass but it's not you spin your car, then yeah, just that doesn't make sense at all. So yeah, all driver have to be really patient in trying to get an opportunity, because pushing your car really hard make also dangerous you. So as you can see, guys, there's a lot of driver on the traffic. They have some 5 drivers on the small gap here on the midfield, and it's going on the first left source. First corner, oh, he's passing really good. Almost passing 2 cars, but hitting on the side, hitting well. Oh, unfortunately, pushing really hard. And we can see on the track that the drivers actually pointing from behind. I can say that maybe it's not intentionally, because in the driving situation, like in the wet, your braking is maybe challenging, also slightly you're not able to brake your car really well. So hitting from the car from behind, maybe the drivers are putting the brake on the maximum, but the car will just go there. Okay, yeah, so Naufal Herma is actually having commenting that it's very slippery in the stay flood. Okay, so guys, Ilham Shakuli with his Porsche, he is now trying to closing the gap with the driver in front of him. Is actually there's a lot of gap there, but it's side by side with Mada Andika right now. Oh, he's already getting past there. Wow. So Ilham, he is now trying to getting back his positions with Calvin Chai, and we have Ryan, who actually on yeah, it's actually the double right-hander. It's trying passing. Oh, from inside. It's good because the driver's actually going very wide. Is it Andika Ramamolana who's getting very wide? As you
No.
can see, because okay, Andika Ramona is passing from the inside. It's a very good, very dangerous with the team Techno. It's a debut from Ayudhishthira, I guess. Oh my god, it's very interesting, guys. I also, yeah. Alright, so Andika Ramamolana is actually starting from the last position, and some of the commentator and some of the spectator here is really supporting him and maybe betting that he's going to be finished on the podium for the race. And just to remember, it's going to be a 45-minute race. It's just about 15, almost 15 minutes remain. Just like oh, almost. It's so wide here. just afraid that there is a track limit that's being avoided. So going to the bus stop at the last chicane of the track, Andika Rama is now trying to pass A Pratama, but Rama just don't give that position easily. For me personally, when I got wow, there's Radenka. It just suddenly passing on behind. Very interesting. Going there's some traffic there, guys. There's some incident and Andika Rama is able to passing it successfully. Rian Cahyadi is with his Aston Martin. Oh my god, what's happening? Brockhammer on the 28th. Is something incident happening there? I think is Brockhammer and Davanabil now on the lessors. Surprisingly, Davanabil is actually on the first grids of the previous race. Now he's struggling really hard and trying to compete on the 25th positions. He's going to the straight resource, going to be there. Dylan is test all the car's handling performance in the wet situation. Of course, the Jaffers not able to act in the same behavior like on the dry race because it requires a lot of handling, a lot of patience, and also a lot of knowledge about your car and the track conditions. Davanabil is now trying to closing the gap with the Irfan with the Mercedes. It's surprisingly because most of the driver which is really fast on the dry track. Now on the wet he's like looking is struggling a little bit here because the position is just there. Oh, one car is just sliding there. Cahyadi seems that with his Aston Martin he's trying to getting the close the gap with our principal Arif Hidayat with his McLaren. As you can see, guys, Rian Cahyadi and behind we have Ayudhistira as well with his Bentley. He's trying to close the gap. Rian Cahyadi going to the double right-hander, going to campus. You can see, guys, there's a lot of battles going on in the midfield here. So dynamic and might be a lot of possibility on the uncertainty condition that maybe happen, especially on how you will need to be give a lot of focus on the wet condition like this. And goes to the Baltimore. This is almost that already there, and see going to the last seconds, the very best opportunity as 60. Ren is now closing the gap there. They're trying to getting the exit as good as possible. He's carrying as much speed on the straight before the first hairpin of the lap, the last source. It's going to be very interesting because it's also the drive bomb opportunity for the drivers. As you can see, some drivers are still playing really safe here. Respect all the drivers to actually not to pushing that hard to just maintain the solid and good race and respecting between drivers. And Cahyadi now, he is trying to really make sure that the car is not spun under Dylan, trying to gain as much control as possible. But on this track, he's not also about to carry on speed. And also he's trying to pass from the inside, from the outside I mean. Rian Cahyadi is very good. Alright, successfully there because also one of the most famous overtaking opportunity on after the Carmel Strike. Rian Cahyadi successfully getting that position, but Chris Radenko, of course, one of the senior drivers, also don't want to really giving up the position easily. Going to the Braxel corner, where you need to be really going into the inside line as good as possible. And Cahyadi going to the right-hander is able to giving the gap to the driver behind of him. And Arif Hidayat surprisingly see badly. Oh my god! I can see Arif Hidayat just hitting the ball very hard. I can see it might be some aero damage there, and Vicky Satya just easily surpassing our principal Javasim with his McLaren. So Davanabil actually is gaining a lot of position there. He's actually passing Irfan from the inside, and Irfan just trying to make sure he is keeping that position because he don't want to just crash with Davanabil in the wet situation because it's going to be not give a disadvantage for both of them. But it seems that Oh, definitely just making such a mistake and even just getting that opportunity to gaining back his positions. Going to the second left hand corner. So Tami now is battling with Pratama. It's a 0.2 gap here. Going to the last chicane, the bus stop. Very good opportunity spot, but not. Oh, it seems that Pratama is going into pit, or just he accidentally go into the pit. I don't know, but it
No,
seems like
the pit window is already open.
oh, it's already it's wonderful. Okay, it's a good strategy. I can see that. Wow, it's a strong movement. It's unexpected to see that when you car tuning just go straight, but it's not that there's a pit entrance over there. It's just a bit surprised with it. All right, so going to the top position here is a battle between the teammate of the Javasim. As you can see, the Miranto is actually used to be teammate with Billy Heiser, while Randa Avas on the last race league in the ERL is just driving off his own, but they actually on the same class on the pro tier. And currently Randa Havas is just trying to prove himself that he also one driver with a new driver to as the Corsa competition coming from the Project Cars 2 and just giving the driving skill he's gaining from the SimKit experience Project Cars 2 into the as the Corsa competition. It just surprised me because on the Project Cars 2 the car handling is so much different also. It's more difficult as the Corsa competition.
It's slippery, I think, Project Cars.
Yeah, remember when
Some people call it mobil sabun, soap
yeah,
car.
remember the first league that our test league in Java Sim Challenge, we are using platform Project Cars 2, and Randa Havas is actually the drivers who winning the championship, and currently he is actually starting to give to prove himself that he also one of the driver to be considered one of the driver that also able to gaining experience from SimKit into the real simulation game like as the Corsa competition. And one of the experience that he had that he actually changing the car. So he previously favorite a Ferrari, now his favorite Aston Martin. Interesting. Okay, so coming into the midfield, Ulung Nuraga with his pink car, he's a pre-fatter. As you can see guys, this is also getting the very good opportunity for the team owner and also principal to just spectate some pre-fatter and maybe just prospect them to join their team, because with the racing scene in Indonesia, you see it's very hot. Oh, Randa Havas is currently shadowing Gugun Wiranto going to the first after the strike. Oh my god, it's almost side by side. Oh, very interesting actually. Gugun Wiranto able to really maintain and also not giving that opportunity for Gugun Wiranto for Randa Havas to pass it. As you can see too as well, there's a drivers behind him. Not sure who, maybe it's just slow car. But currently there's a battle between teammates. As you can see here, the rivalry of the teammate might be still happen, and you don't know what was the dynamic between the drivers inside the team. Not to mention even they are friends in the real life, but in the race like this, proving who is the best also becoming one of the interesting factor on the drive like this. You can see there's two green car on the first side. You can see Randa Havas is just pushing really hard on this corner. As you can see, so one of the good overtaking positions, and Gugun Wiranto is still able to maintain and so side by side. The second double left, right hand, and he is able to successfully passing Gugun Wiranto. Very interesting things to watch, and there's one car on between, which becomes such an obstacle for Gugun Wiranto to passing and getting back his position. It's a gaining, such a bargaining position for Randa Havas to really increase the gap with Gugun Wiranto. I can imagine like how Gugun Wiranto is like trying to be really stressful to get the gap here. But as you can see, even the slow car in front of him is not. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's a wise decision from Gugun Wiranto. Instead of battling the slow car to get back his position, he's deciding to going into the pit before the pit window is already open, Randa Havas is just need to really make sure that he scores the best time possible. But not to mention, but Randa Havas right now is also experiencing some slow cars that actually shadowing him behind, and some challenges to passing with some slow cars on the front of him. So Randa Havas is a very solid performance. I think it's going to be the first time for Randa Havas to as well to be in the first position of the race, because in the most of the race in Assetto Corsa competition in the previous leagues, it seems that Randa Havas is just struggling on the midfield and the back position. Now it's surprisingly Randa Havas is a solid performance with the Aston Martin. It's just trying to prove himself that he's also one of the experienced driver, even starting from the syndicate like Project Cars 2. So Randa Havas is getting traffic with some slow cars here, because the second and third position is also from the Javasim. As you can see, there's some cars from the other team too as well, not sure who, because it's just the overall position, not the relative position. But surprisingly, oh no, it's the Aprianota. Okay, so actually it's not a slow. Oh yes, it's a slow. Oh, not sure, but it's because the time is just not sure. Do you know, Mr. Reed, who is the car behind Randa Havas?
Let me check.
Yeah, it's so interesting because actually he's able to getting the pace really well. If it's just a
Andika
slow car,
Rama Maulana.
oh, okay. Alright, so Andika is actually passing Randa Havas. Currently, surprisingly, he's already on the 12th positions with the 999 car in Bentley Continental. Alright, so Randa Havas. Oh no, it's not Andika actually.
Yeah, it's Andika.
Oh yeah. All right.
Andika.
So Randa Havas. Okay, it's Andika. Yes, right, it's Andika. Maulana. Wow, surprisingly, lot of struggle from Andika, I guess, to make himself able to getting in the good position, because there's so huge gap with the car in front of him. So there's a Rian Adisaputra with has of just 9 seconds gap, I guess. But some of the drivers is already getting into the pit, so it requires a lot of strategy for the drivers to able to really getting into the time when the pit window is still open. So Yudhishthira currently with his Bentley Continental is trying to getting into Arivianto with 0.2 gap. Very interesting here. Going to the Radillion, and he's going to pass the first straight in the Carmel straight. One of the best overtaking spot here. As you can see, there's a battle side by side with Yudhishthira and Irfan Arivianto, and who is getting winner in here, because you can see, oh, he's just getting back to position. He's going from the inside. So Yudhishthira, very good. Oh, successfully getting the position.
What a break.
Well, yeah, especially remember that this is the wet condition, so there's a lot of cuts to be able to really push your cars into limit on the wet. It's only the driver who actually able to really have a good knowledge and experience the car, were able to really play that brave on these wet conditions. So Yudhishthira also trying to go into track and getting as much gap as possible with the driver behind him. It seems that Irfan Arivianto is actually having loosened the gap. So yeah, as you can see guys here, Yudhishthira is already trying to giving so much gap with the drivers behind him. And as you can see, the driver behind him is also have Sandi Setiawan, they're from Javasim. And Yudhishthira now, 777 with the Bentley Continental, is having such a 1 second gap already with Irfan Arivianto from IMRGP. So yeah, good job there. Oh, he's already lost. Okay, let's go back to another
Exit door is now
driver.
closed.
Okay, so here we go. Oh, there's a battle there. Who is that? Billy Ebenhazer. Oh, closing the gap with Randa Havas. Wow, it's another teammate battle. Very interesting. Billy Ebenhazer is actually trying to getting into second positions. And also not to mention that the drivers behind him too as well are so giving so much pressure. As you can see guys, Billy Ebenhazer with Randa Havas, two different car manufacturers with the same team, the same livery. Now he's trying to getting into the last combat and going to the going to the right hand corner. And as you can see, Billy Ebenhazer now is still trying to close the gap, the 0.6 gap going to the campus. Billy Ebenhazer pushing the Bentley Continental to its limit on the wet race, and also going into the Bankimon, one of the tests for the car handling, especially in this wet situation. Let's see, Billy is able to getting into flat out of the car. As you say, he is able to get there even in the wet conditions, and he's not able to close the gap easily because Randa Havas is pretty much proving himself also very fast in these conditions. And Randa Havas is actually giving that much space for Billy Ebenhazer. Now it's more than 1 second gap, but who knows with the kind of like last source here whether Randa Havas is making some mistake. As you can see, Billy Ebenhazer still not able to maintaining the gap. As you can see here now too as well, we have Calvin Che in the bottom positions, also having such a traffic for Randa Havas to pass. Oh, as you can see guys, there's so much dangerous movement there from Randa Havas. He's just going outside the track just to make sure to just sacrifice the track limit in order to play there safely. But Billy Ebenhazer also sharing from behind. Calvin Chang is just giving the position because he's just giving opportunity for the... Oh, what is that? Yeah, when you are unable to brake, you just like let your car go to the straight. If you just like holding your brake after that, maybe it's still safe for you. And Sandy Setiawan, currently he's using McLaren. He's now trying to pass Irfan Arifianto from MPRGP. Yeah, going to the first corner, left source. Of course, that's one of the opportunity when you can play bravely, especially with these conditions. And currently it's already cloudy, so the track is already slightly becoming dry. So it's a good news for the drivers to play way more aggressively. And Sandy Setiawan with the McLaren going into the Lady Colonel Strike, one of the best overtaking spot for the drivers. Now he's trying to break that car in slightly dry conditions, so maybe one driver is already getting used to with the dry track, they're able to play way more aggressively again. Not to mention most of the driver maybe still getting adjust with the track with the wet situation when he already forgot how to break on the tray. Maybe. And Sandy Setiawan is just shadowing from behind. And Thomas also from behind. Sandy Setiawan with his favorite McLaren. Now he's trying to shadowing, also closing the gap with Irfan Arifianto. Going to the double left-hander here. He's closing the gap very well. 0.4 seconds side by side almost. It's going to the Vagnus. Very good Sandy Setiawan trying to pass him on the outside, but just Irfan just not giving that position easily. And Irfan Sandy Setiawan, now he is trying to getting into the position. So Sandy Setiawan is able to really maintain the gap and just trying to get that opportunity to passing. We're also trying to get as much carry on speed by the stream that Irfan Arifianto gave from his Lexus. So that's actually guys, I can see there's a gap already happening. Same with Sandy, just trying to make it easy. Chris Radianka It's like actually battling with Dafa Haris from behind. It's like shadowing there. It's just trying to passing on the strike here. The Ruse and also to the Red Dylan. Also, you can see some of Jaffer using this spot to get a very good overtaking, especially on how you have so much dedication on getting as much speed as possible on that strike. Oh, he's trying to getting from the outside, trying to getting the opportunity, and Davaris is just closing the gap very easily on this corner and going into the second left hand corner, going to another hairpin on the Braxels. As you can see guys, Davaris going very good on the inside, closing the gap, now getting into the left hand corner. Davaris is just very good in maintaining his speed. Let's see whether he's able to really passing Chris Radianka with this Porsche. Double left-hander. Just test out on how your car performs in the corner in the high speed, and also trying to modulate your brake to make the best braking possible. Going to the right, and this is the about the fatness corner before the campus, on how your car is need to really make sure you're not passing the limit, and he is just about to passing, shadowing from behind, really closing the gap. It's just a 0.0 seconds. He is getting wet, and this is an opportunity for Davaris to spacing on the inside because it's such a mistake made by Chris Radianka there. But Chris Radianka is just not giving up that easily. He is still trying to shadowing from behind, but it seems that the carrying on speed is not just there. So it seems that Chris Radianka is just losing the time there. So Dava Haris is going in the last bus stop, last chicane, going into straight, and see whether Dava Haris is able to close the gap and just to win the battle. Made Andika with Ilham is a very signature car from Made Andika with its color Nanu. And you can see that Ilham is trying to passing from the inside, from the outside actually, for this corner. It's a Bankimon. It requires a lot of dedications and passion, also precisely handling your car in the very high speed corner, going to the bus stop. Lasikin Made Andika is just trying to close the gap, but Ilham seems able to get the better racing line and keep on speed. As you can see, the exit is better for Ilham. And for the next turn is the last source. It seems that Made Andika is still trying to get the better racing line, but Ilham is also have a very good exit here. As you can see, now it's the battle between two cars in the high speed in the straight before the Dylan. It seems that how Made Andika is trying to push the car to his limits, getting off the track a little bit, very dangerous. As you can see, he already closing the gaps there, but with the next braking points, Made Andika still have an opportunity to get into passing Ilham, because this is going to test out on how brave you're braking. And it seems that you're already closing the gap really well, Made Andika, with the red and yellow car. It's a very unique color combination which makes it really pop out. And Made Andika with Ilham on the Braxel's corner, he is still trying to passing from the inside, and Made Andika is still really trying to close the gap there, and so much pressure that being experienced by Ilham. As you can see too guys, Ilham also one of the drivers from Indonesia who actually joined the SRO, one of the official esports series from the real organizer of the GT3 race, and goes into the Ertami. Now he is trying to getting close to the Brain Cahyadi. It's just less than 10-minute race guys, and you can see here Ertamin is just trying to getting into the strike easily, and just to getting some opportunity from passing in the lessors. As you can see, he just shadowing from behind. Don't want to really getting that kind of risk to dive bomb on the lessors, but seems he just getting opportunity to passing in this rake in Radillon. As you can see here, a very good grip there because the car also is already almost wet. But expecting in the next 30 minutes is gonna be rain, but no, it's already less than 10 minutes remaining. It's just about 6 minutes and 43 seconds for the drivers. Air timings right now is already
Now we have Andika Rama Maulana on the fifth
Rama Maulana
position.
surprisingly is already on the 5th position. Now it's a battling with Brianna. I can also have see that who is going to be the crawler award for this race. It's surprisingly very impressive for Andika Rama Maulana from the last position
Yeah.
into the 5th.
Yeah,
Almost.
he is really crawling from the bottom to the podium.
Amazing, surprisingly solid performance, and now it's getting into wet again. So imagine guys, from the wet race into the dry, into the wet again, and how the stressful is for the drivers to really handling the car in such a diverse and uncertain conditions. But the driver like Andika Ramamalai, it's just easily for him to just race and getting into the track easily.
Oh, it's
Going to
running
the
again.
first- It's running again, yeah, it's running again, Mr. Didi. It's surprisingly the last 5 minutes of the race, maybe some of the drivers already getting used to the track condition and pushing the car really hard. Maybe some of the driver already has losing some pressure of the car, so the tire, maybe just losing some grip. Now he has to face the wet condition again. Sandy Setiawan is trying to pass Ricky Satria from the inside in the last source. It's very good opportunity for Sandy Setiawan and see whether Ricky is just giving up that easily. But no, Ricky Satria just defend that and just holding from the outside. And Ricky Satria is currently trying to getting back his position in the Dylan. Ricky Satria and Sandy Setiawan is actually both drivers have a different car. It's between Aston Martin and McLaren, and see on the Camel's brake, which requires a very good braking in here, very good overtaking. Ricky Satria is just trying to pass him from the outside, but Sandy Setiawan just there. But it's a good time for the Ricky Satria just going into inside. Oh, it's a switching back position here, guys. Very good performance into the Braxel. He's getting back Sandy Setiawan, getting back his position. It's very nice battle between two, and Ricky Satria seems just to give up there. And now changing, it's a battle between MPRGP. Seems it's a good opportunity for him, for Sandy Setiawan, for Dafa Haris to getting another position. Oh, very surprisingly, Dafa is able to just take this opportunity to just getting a position, but Sandy Setiawan is just trying to defend it very well. Going to the double left-hand corner, Sandy Setiawan is just trying to really escape the battle that he already had, and Dafa Haris is just shadowing Ricky Satria from behind. Ricky Satria just not giving up that easily. Now he is trying to getting back his position, giving so much pressure to Dafa Haris. And let's see guys, it's a backness corner, and it requires the drivers to really maintain the racing line. And going to the first and the top 10 position, Ben Cahyadi. Now he is currently battling with the Chris Radianka. And here, as you can see, Chris Radianka are using Porsche, and Ben Cahyadi is using Aston Martin. It's very nice here. How well, oh, side side by side, we have Brian Cahyadi and Yudhistira there. He's actually battling very nice, going to the last source corner. Actually, he's need to giving up that position there. Unfortunately, but he's not giving up it easily, going into the red Dillon corner, which requires a lot of gap. There's no grip for the car. Going to camel strike, of course, it always become a chance for the driver to getting back his positions. But with the wet condition like this, the braking point is maybe always be changing and need to be very very focused and precisely accommodate all the wet condition and your tires can handle. As you can see here, Chayadi is able to really closing the gap there, and we have such a car, another car on the front. So it's a battle between three people: Chris Radianka, Yudhistira, and Brian Cahyadi. As you can see here, three of the drivers on the last corner, the last lap. No, sorry, it's almost in the last lap. It's going into the battle between three drivers, and you can see Brian Cahyadi here is still trying to get in that opportunity to getting into the two car that's batting in front of him. Not to mention with all the wet and uncertainty conditions like this, anything can happen. So Brian Cahyadi just need to retrieve carefully and consistently. But so you can see the two drivers in front of him are getting into wide into the track and just getting in the right hander, going into the campus. Oh, not yet. Now here going the campus. He's trying to second fatness to right hander. It requires a lot of focus to make sure that your car able to flat out without getting out of the track here. But in the wet situation, not sure what's the approach of the driver here. It's less than 1 minute remaining. It's a 10 seconds for the end of the race for the day, for the final race. I can see there's some strike battle currently being happen with some of the driver Brian right now using his Bentley Continental, where Randa Havas is leading the position. Surprisingly, very very solid performance from Randa Havas. We're actually battling with who, Mr. Didit?
No, it's not battling. Maybe it's a slow car.
Okay. All right. So Randa Havas is just about to finish. We just about to see the first podium from Randa Havas with his own race in Javasim. He's just about to winning and getting his first victory here, especially on how you can see how Randa Havas is actually struggling with Azul Corsa competition. He's just about to get his winning lap. Also, drivers like Andika Ramamolana actually on the 5th positions. It's a very very good performance here from Andika Rama. But Randa Havas here actually is just about to make sure that he drives safely on the racing finish line, which is very very surprisingly good performance from Randa Havas with his favorite guy Aston Martin. And Billy Ebenhazer and Gugun Branta is also three drivers from Javasim. It's also very very solid performance. Surprisingly, a very good result from its own race. Going to the last bus stop, Randa Havas is just about to score his first podium in Azul Corsa Competition League in his own race. Javasim, congratulations, Randa Havas, our driver from Javasim, to getting into position of the first and following up by Gugun Miranto and Billy Ebenhazer. Wow, very very impressive. Congratulations, folks, guys, for the achievement. It's a very proud of you indeed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice gift for us as a team. It's solid performance for our team, and follow up by Priyanata, who is actually getting a gap for one lap. He's now scoring the time, and surprisingly to us, well, another driver who actually already closing the gap very very good. Andika Ramamolana actually just scoring in the 5th position from the last. Oh, has impressive, very very solid performance. Andika Ramamolana really proved himself to get such a really dynamic race and very exciting, impressive performance from the last into the fifth in the very dynamic race condition, just proving how Andika Ramalana has performed. Oh, we can see there's some drama here, guys, in the last chicane. As you can see, Brian Cahyadi just scored, and Chris Radianka, Brian Cahyadi, Ertamin, Davaris, F. Ryan, congratulations, guys. Sandi Setiawan, Irfan Arifianto, Ricky Satria, and all the folks. So, that's all, guys, for the race today. Congratulations again for all the drivers actually finishing the race very, very well, and especially with all the drivers. So, that's all, Mr. Didit.
Yeah, that's all. Maybe we can see the race result.
Yeah, we can see the race result.
Randa Alfas, Gugun, and Billy got the podium, and followed by Aulia and Andika Ramangulana. Awin Talina is position at 11. Vice Ryan, Sandistiawan, Nicholas J.S. Nama, Ivan, Avianto, Ricky Satria. They are top 15 there. Wow, Mr. Chandika.
Congratulations. We're just getting back from the back.
Yeah, congratulations to all podium finisher, and yeah, there was the weekly race special for the uncertainty. Maybe what next, Mr. Chandika?
Yeah, again, congratulations for all the finisher, all the drivers who actually racing on like yeah, like participating on the first race, second race, and also the final race. We say sorry if any technical issue is currently happening, but we always happy to see how all the drivers are able to still giving up all the spares they can got, especially with the driver who got disconnected from the first race. We're actually able to getting back really, really strong.
Yeah.
It's such another show of the race of the today. It's very, very exciting. It is a very, very impressive performance for the drivers. Again, congrats and for all the drivers, and thank you for joining the race today. And also thank you, I personally, to Mr. Pradita, who actually preparing all the things here. Also become the CEO, the chief of everything for this race. And yeah,
Green
thank you
light.
again,
Go, go, go.
Mr. Dit. Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, thank you for you, Mr. Chandika, for accompanying me. Basically, actually, it's my first time being a competitor. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it's nice. In the past race, I just commenting my slide. Now we have
Yeah.
some mates. Yeah. So again, thank you guys for joining, and don't forget to join our Discord channel community in Javasim.
Okay.
Sorry, in the
I want to say thank you to all sim racer
sponsor.
out there. Yeah. Especially for Auto Clutch Indonesia, providing the awards, Achet Crow Award and Auto Clutch ID, the flat out. So the data will be out maybe tomorrow morning, and we will give the gaming mouse to the award this year.
Okay. All right, guys. So again, thank you so much. And don't forget to to join the community. Don't forget to also join our next agenda we may want to do. Do you have anything to say about our what's next, Mr. Didit?
What's next? This is our 15th race, weekly race, and more than 4 months. Next week, maybe we will use another platform. Let's see. Just wait and see, and follow our Instagram, javasim.id.
All right, so that's it, guys. If you want to see more updates and the upcoming race, and also some announcement and news please join our Discord channel because we can always continue the excitements and some interesting discussion on our Discord channel. Don't forget also to follow our Instagram in instagram.com/javasim.id, and also have established some content to our website. There's some article available in our blog channel, blog post in the javasim.id, and also some contents it might be also be uploaded in this YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe, and also just to make sure to get notified the new content that might be available in the next future. So thank you from me, Chandika.